We're experiencing a huge boom in energy production, oil and gas production. But with every great boom comes also some challenges. And we've found that the Railroad Commission has not dealt with those challenges as well as it possibly can and needs to as we move forward. In particular, we want to make sure that the Commission takes into consideration the impacts of drilling activities on neighboring communities, on the environment, and just making sure that we are establishing a win-win scenario as we continue to grow the economy using this type of technology, using the production of oil and gas in our state. And just this week, we unveiled a package of reforms intended to improve the transparency at the Railroad Commission. Those initiatives include changing the name. I think a lot of people don't really realize that the Railroad Commission has nothing to do with railroads, for instance. And it's a shame that we still call it something that it has no jurisdiction over. And so what we want to do is we want to try to go up to Austin next session as a commissioner and lobby the legislature to change the name to Texas Energy Resources Commission. We think that better reflects what actually is happening at the agency, and I think it allows for citizens of the state to know where to go to if they have energy resource questions or concerns. Also, we want to make sure that we limit the influence of regulated businesses' money on campaigns. Obviously, as a watchdog, as a regulator agency, it should be held at a higher standard than, say, other statewide offices. And so we want to make sure that commissioners don't have the opportunity to raise money year-round and that they're not raising money from people who have contested cases before the commission. You would think that that will be something that is already given, that will be known, that folks who have contested cases before the commission can't give the commissioners money now, right, until their cases are resolved, one or the other. But that is not happening here. And so, we want to make sure that that folks in this state have trust and confidence in the process that commissioners use to make their decisions on how we drill and how we grow our energy economy in the state. And so those are a couple of the reforms that we laid out. But by and large, campaign finance is a big issue, and transparency is a big issue, and making sure that folks know exactly what it is that this agency does is big as well. And I'll just add that as I travel the state, what we've come to find out is that this agency, which once was created as a consumer advocacy agency and probably one of the first consumer advocacy agencies in the country, at that time we were dealing with big railroads and protecting the interests of landowners against the railroads. But we've shifted from being a consumer advocacy agency to being an agency that is a little bit too friendly with the folks that it's supposed to regulate. And we recognize that we have to make sure that we continue to have a more balanced, more holistic approach in making these important decisions on our energy future. But that means that we have to have local stakeholders feel like the game is fair to them and the process is fair. And they have the ability to help to shape those decisions moving forward.